No, I'm taking this 1% better and making it 2% better just because of you, buddy.
I'm actually going to try. That's what I'm talking about. 2% better. Yeah, to be real.
You know it's better than 1% better?
What?
2% better.
2% better is always better. But that's actually what we're here to talk about. Is this podcast is called Get 1% Better. But in today's episode of the 2% Better podcast, in today's episode of the Get 1% Better podcast, we're going to talk about how getting 1% better is realistically the absolute minimum of what you need to be doing. The whole 100%. Purpose of this podcast, Get 1% Better, is to at very base level, at the very minimum, to get 1% better every single day. This is to say that don't go backwards. Don't digress. Do not reverse the progress that you've already made. Get 1% better is to move forward one tiny step at a day, 100%. Or possibly to do 10% some days. Sometimes do 25 things, but at least every day get 1% better. So,
but on top of that, like life be lifing. Just gonna say life. You're always gonna wake up. Life will fuck
you up. You're gonna have a bad tire someday.
There's always gonna be a day that's gonna be set back. Now, not saying when you have those setbacks, not saying that getting 1% better doesn't help. But you need to push forward to get 1% better so you don't continue to digress. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like if you guys made $1,000 but your tire popped and now you have to pay $250, it's okay because you can pay that $250 but you made that $1,000. But if you never worked towards making that $1,000 client, all those little steps that you did to get there, to getting that domain, getting your new website set up, posting that content, those little things that you did before to get that $1,000, you never would have had that $1,000 to begin with. So you would have been negative $250 to begin with. But since you did all those little things, you're already setting yourself up in the future for success. You're already putting yourself ahead of any negative that comes your way. And you will not only be prepared, but I mean, shit, you're setting your entire future self up for this isn't that bad. 100%. This wasn't that horrible.
Well, and then also to digress into the content creator aspect of getting 1% better, if your video did shit after posting it and everything, and the next day you'd say, oh, I wonder why that video did shit. Let me look into it and actually get 1% better in the content creating aspects, right? You basically dive into it, and then that way your next video, you know what to post and how to post it and when to post it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
the
thing
about it. Which you probably won't need if you're just taking the program, right?
Yeah, if you're taking the 10K 1% course, sorry
10K,
guys.
90 days.
If you're taking the 10K 90-day course, which, like I said, is free until 2024, if you guys don't know already, you would know these different things. I just shot. Well, it's free until the end of 2024, so by December 31st, it will have a price tag on it. So
right after Christmas, bro?
Yeah, going into 2025, it will not be a free course anymore.
Do not buy any expensive gifts for Christmas, because then you are only digressing.
No, buy expensive gifts for Christmas so that you are then forced to make more money and the fire is under your ass to make more money.
That's a really good point to look at it. So we actually had this conversation with I guess a client. Let's just say a client. So I had this conversation with a client. He was really stressing over whether to buy the new car or get a shit car and ram it to the ground, right? Well, he thought about buying like a $4,000 car. Was talking about, hey, it needs this, this, and this. If I just buy the $4,000 car and then put this much into it, it's a lot less than buying a brand new car, right? Putting $4,000 down on a car, and he has good credit, has everything. So more so with this, it's trying to say you save time is money in this aspect of buying a new car or whatever, right? So I told him, I said, if you bought the brand new car, you would have the time to make the money, right? On top of that, you would also push yourself to go even further and work even harder because you think you're behind when you're really not.
Yeah, you might not be behind, but putting that mental pressure on is absolutely necessary for growth.
100%.
As you guys should know by now, if you follow either of us on Instagram, pressure, it correlates to growth, and growth is absolutely necessary as a man. So putting yourself under pressure, acknowledging anxiety, acknowledging stress. This is why I stopped smoking.
You also need to acknowledge when you're comfortable. When you're comfortable, that is the worst and weakest point you could be at, because you're sitting there just like going through the motions and knowing that it's going to be okay, which is fine for some people that can't accept like reality on like how the world works and stuff like that, I would say. Not saying that they suck, they just they don't have a firm grasp with, hey, what does tomorrow hold, or let me, I guess, better plot for
Let me put it this way.
coming.
If you are comfortable, you suck. But if you are creating peace of mind, I feel as though there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, peace of mind and knowing that things are taken care of and knowing that your mom doesn't have to worry about paying rent and knowing that you don't have to worry about losing a certain amount of money or whatever the case may be, having peace of mind is extremely important. But being comfortable, actually, no, there's comfortability to that. But being comfortable in a situation that is unacceptable, being comfortable knowing that people around you are stressed and worried about their day-to-day life, that is a level of comfortability which I think is absolutely unacceptable. But being comfortable in a position that you earned, being comfortable in a position that you have worked towards, that's absolutely acceptable. And like I said, you earned to be in that comfortable position, that peace of mind. So
100%.
That's the two different ways to look at it. So just to specify, being comfortable is okay as long as you earned that comfortability, not that you decided to go smoke or drink to become comfortable.
100%.
You earned that shit through hard work.
100%. That makes plenty of sense. That's exactly what I was trying to get to. It's more targeting, I guess that would be if you're watching the Get 1% Better, you're trying to get 1% better and you aren't yet earned that comfortability that we're talking about, which I don't think me and you would ever get comfortable. We kind of love chaos. We have this weird analogy of like, bring it on, let's challenge ourselves and see what we can work on. So,
dude, this microphone is like 50,000 feet from my face.
But it's still spiking, or?
No, I can just hear myself ridiculously clearly.
Is it from me talking too loud? Too close?
I can just hear myself really well.
I think we set up the audio pretty good then.
I think we did an excellent job, which is why we don't move this. But kind of bouncing off of comfortability, I want to talk a little bit about your content journey lately.
Oh, wow. So basically, we're just going to use me as a thumbnail.
We are. That fucking thumb war arm wrestle is definitely the
thumbnail. Bro, called it a thumb war. Okay, well, on top of that, getting back to content journey, we're getting back into the swing of things. Kind of took a break from content, really focused on the Gatorade bottle being thrown across the room. But
yeah.
So coffee and Gatorade. Let me know that combination.
Caffeine, which is absolutely necessary for me to be up until 3 a.m. tonight responding to clients and creating new videos and content for you guys. And the Gatorade is for electrolytes and hydration so that this coffee doesn't fucking dehydrate me. Stay hydrated, kids, but remember to get your work done and stay in school. Don't drop out of school. Just finish it. It's a very fucking baseline thing to do.
Everyone kind of, back on the same point of my content journey, I really focused, so I stopped posting to really focus on, if you didn't know, I went to Europe, got engaged. Big
congratulations.
Big happy moment. Felt a little comfortable, you know what I mean? Then I was like, oh, dude, why are you comfortable? There's a wedding to plan now, you know?
Yeah, there's money that's
going to be spent that I didn't know that I was going to be spending, if that makes sense. So,
yeah.
Did not plan for. Well, so I wanted to get back to the situation of where I'm at to reevaluate, I guess, the money aspect. If y'all don't know, I work on cars. I'm a mechanic, basically. Well, mechanic sounds bad. I'm a technician. I work on high-value cars.
He works on Lamborghinis, Genesis, high-end luxury vehicles. He's trying to be humble right now. I have pictures and proof.
So on top of that, I really wanted to focus on that, get a couple more papers, which is very important, like you were saying. Just finish school. A lot of people, I'm not saying...
They have the dream of dropping out.
Exactly. They have the dream of dropping out. And on top of that, seeing these people that make it after dropping out is not the reality. You put yourself, honestly, you're putting a horseshoe or a boot on your progression just from not finishing it. Get the knowledge, get the people you know not to hang around. You also build a lot of social skills being in school, dealing with a lot of conflicts, and there's a lot of situations that you're put in high school that I think are necessary for your growth.
There's a lot of adversity that a lot of people need to go through, especially when it comes
100%.
To socializing with fucking idiots.
100%.
You need to learn how to handle idiots.
Yeah. I mean, you got to put up with people that... You also know how to pick out people in the crowds, people that know what they're doing, people that don't understand what they're doing. You have to also understand the people that are there just to be there. And if that's you, I mean, that's fine. That's 100% fine. But you have to know a goal or objective, basically, on what you're trying to achieve from going to school.
I absolutely agree. And I like to look at absolutely every single thing that I do from two perspectives. The same way that I said there's two different sides to being comfortable. There's the side that you earn, and there's the side that you absolutely do not deserve.
Yeah.
When it comes to school, there are some people who absolutely require dropping out of school. There are plenty of young people and young men in the world that had to drop out of school to work in their family businesses.
Yep.
There's plenty of young men who their mom is single and they had to go to work to make money for her so that she could have a roof over their head and help.
Yeah.
There are plenty of situations that you might not be blessed to have the opportunity to go to school. And that is an understandable situation that if you feel the absolute necessity to make money in that moment of time, that is okay. But if you are in your junior year, senior year of school, and you have a business and you're working on it, just finish school, man.
And on top of that, or you're like, oh, this isn't for me, and just drop out. Like, there's no reason, basically.
Unless
like
you're
I
already
said,
making money. If you have a lot of overhead and you're making money and you can take care of your family and friends, I wouldn't say that it's a bad thing to drop out.
I would say, if you earned the comfortability, then why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? You've already made a name for yourself. You're not a number anymore.
I would try to finish, though. I would.
100%. Why not? Why would you? I feel like dropping out is basically...
I think it's circumstantial.
Yeah, 100%.
But I see this a lot. I see a lot of kids who make it a dream to drop out of school. Yep. Just finish. It's baseline. Education is a privilege in several countries. Most third world countries don't even have it to begin with, but education in any country is a privilege. There are hundreds of thousands of households who don't have the focus. They don't have the support from their parents, family, and friends. There are plenty of situations where people are not academically inclined. So education factually and in my opinion is a privilege. So if you have the opportunity, I would finish it out. But if you are in a circumstance that it might not be something that best suits you and your circumstances, maybe don't finish, focus on the business. But this is a question I see and get a lot. There's two sides to every single story, which is probably what we're going to end up calling this podcast, is there are two sides to every single story.
Yep.
And I've really programmed my mind to notice, identify, and step out of my shoes and always look at everything from two sides. Yep. It doesn't matter if your relationship with your girl. If you're having an argument with your girl, bro, you should absolutely be looking at her side. You should look at yourself, see how you're looking, how you're reacting. Ask yourself, why would she be worried about this? Yep. Why is she pissy? That will help you in business, in relationships, in regular everyday interactions.
Like you were saying, if you take that and you scale it to another way, there's two sides, but there's also multiple sides. There's multiple ways to reevaluate it. But once you get the two down, it's easier to add other point of views.
Absolutely.
So when you're looking at, like you said, business, like how could you make this coffee shop better? Changing the waitresses or changing...
You're stepping out of consumer and going to producer.
Exactly.
And then vice versa.
And that's how money is basically funneled and remade. But back on the same journey, like I said, I wanted to get a couple more certifications underneath my belt, trying to get an extra little, bump in pay. Kind of focusing on that. Got that, achieved that. Now it's time to really get back on and focus it. Didn't stop going to the gym. Didn't stop the journey.
You've actually gotten quite bigger. Your arms are looking massive.
Yeah, so
he was a skinny bitch when I first met him, and now
he's
a jacked bitch.
Yeah, wow, not there yet. There's a couple pieces of weight in the gym that I would like to pick up and just manhandle, but I don't think I'm ready for it yet. So I'm trying to get to the 80, 85s on the chest, and
But the thing about it is, bro.
But it's getting 1%.
But don't make that your goal as well, like. Dog, you remember I was benching 120s for fucking fun for 10 reps, but at the same time, my shoulder, oh my. Like, weight isn't everything, but a very big thing in the gym is, like, I will tell you guys right now.
You know that meme where that guy, falls out of the trailer?
No. I don't really know much. I live under a rock like Patrick, except I don't leave the rock.
After the podcast, and then it would be... That's your shoulder falling out of place or something, and I'll send it to you.
Well, fuck you too. Anyways, to go on a small tangent, don't neglect things in the gym. He's doing an absolutely amazing job, but one thing that I'm going to recommend to you, and one thing I'm going to recommend to you guys is when it comes to going to the gym, absolutely chase goals. I wouldn't PR every fucking week like a high schooler. We're not in high school anymore.
What I was saying, more so like getting to 80, 85s, it's not there to hit it for one rep.
Bench it for 10. Everything you do should be for 10.
Yeah, I want to move it up, and I want to make it my new set, if that makes sense. But that takes time and progression. Is that coffee in there too? Hey, there. It's okay. So now you have.
My bien.
Hey, well, now we have to.
You want to try it?
The Jay's drink. We have to. It's coffee and. Whoa.
Actually doesn't taste bad, does it? Just tastes like sweet coffee. That's dark roast, too.
Dude. Okay, so we just invented a new drink. Now it's going to be the new 1% better drink.
You think this is my first time doing that? This is not my first time mixing coffee and fucking energy drinks, dog.
Oh my god. His heart's going to explode 1% better each day.
That's my heart.
Okay, but back on the journey, like we said, we're following like content and stuff. So I got the raise, got the bump and pay, and then I got back into the gym, or I was still in the gym, but got back onto the social media aspect. Views took a tank, followers took a tank.
Yeah, how do you feel about
engagement took a tank. I'm actually not too mad about it. Honestly, not.
What's the reason for not being too upset?
So the fact that I achieved it kind of made it more so it's achievable again. This is how it started out. On top of that, I also like the fact that I'm able to revamp and refocus what my content creation it really meant to me. More so, social media can be super draining, and when you're trying to focus on a lot of key aspects in life, it's not. If you don't have those key aspects in life figured out, it's gonna like
you might suffer.
You might suffer, exactly.
If you don't figure out your why.
You may not excel at content creating or
anything.
People that take off on content too. I also like. I'm not like saying that they don't know what they're doing or whatever, but some people that blow up way too quickly, they don't get to like really redefine themselves. You know what I mean? Like maybe they just blow up and it's like, I have to be this person. I have to be this person that they wanted me to be 10 years ago, but 10 years changes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's like
that's a very big thing that we talked about in the course, bro. Is like blowing up too fast is very dangerous. That was 100%. Actually in episode 7 of the 10K 90 days. Like we talked about the different content types and where to start. Going viral is cool. Only one aspect.
It's cool.
Have we talked about the 3 pillars of content creation? Have I talked about it with you?
On the pod? No.
Just in general.
No, I think we have to, on the course, we have to reevaluate it.
So very quickly, I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's 3 pillars of content creation, and then I will explain why he's absolutely correct that virality is dangerous. There's velocity, cultivation, and pitch. Velocity is known as virality content. Cultivation is cultivating your relationship with your audience, aka what we're doing right now with you guys is cultivating a relationship. And pitch is pitching what we do to you. I'm telling you what we do and what we offer. Now, the reason that virality content is very, very dangerous, it is only one pillar of the entire thing. You need to have all 3 of these to have a solid base that will last 10 years. I've been doing content creation for 10 years. My YouTube videos from 2012 are still generating hundreds of thousands of views because it's evergreen content. Cultivating content. It's not even pitch content. Pitch can be done as sales, but velocity content is dangerous. One, because viral things are trends. Trends die. If your content and your brand and you are based off of a trend, that is very dangerous because that means that you will die as fast as you will fall as fast as you rise. So that's why virality content is dangerous. That's why viral content is dangerous for you to only do. But if you do all 3, you have 3 chances to hit the same person. You have 3 chances to build a brand, and you have 3 chances to do the right thing. So
100%. And also, once the, like you said, the trendy shit fades and goes, like you can rise as fast and you can fall as fast as you rose. Now, situation with that is I would much rather have consistency in views. I would much rather have 20K on every single video where I am making money off of those views and also reoccurring clients to basically like get 1% better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to spread.
You can't just do viral shit because it doesn't explain anything about you. It's about other people.
100%. 100%.
Like,
that's what it is.
People want to know about him. People want to know how. Because dude's taller than me. Yeah. He's a little bit more lanky than me. I would consider myself to be lanky. My wife calls me long back or whatever the fuck it is.
I'm lengthy. We'll just roll back the clip of us like
arm wrestling, dog. No, like literally, I'm arm wrestling him. Generally, I'm the long one. I have to do this. Like his arms are longer than mine, so he has different struggles than I do. His ROM in the gym, his range of motion is longer than mine, so he has different struggles, and it's harder for him to put on muscle than it is for me by a little bit. But all to say, different people will relate to different things, and you need to be having something that's relatable specifically to you for your audience to relate to. If you're following a trend, trends generally start with somebody else.
Yep.
Most of the time, you're not the one that starts the trend. If you do, congratulations, but you're probably
But
not
you
going to
also
get credit for it.
let's go back into we're on social media, so obviously we've seen it. But let's go back into it. Obviously, we've seen this, guys. And not 100% of y'all guys have seen it, too. What about the Hawk Tua girl, right? So, I get it. I know how you feel about it. I'm with you on that,
I don't think anybody knows how I feel about it because I've never said anything.
We're not going to talk about
stupid.
it, but if she wants to do a podcast, we'll do it.
I love a good Hawk. Any day of the week, baby.
So,
not from her, though. Only mine.
No, more so Miss Haley Welsh.
Who the fuck is that?
That's her name. The girl, the Hawk Tua girl. So now, she blew up kind of overnight on it, and the situation with that is kind of... What about the guy that interviewed her? Did he blow up off of the trend?
I don't know either of them, but that's because I don't
But
consume
I don't
content.
think-
But I don't think that he got credit.
I don't think he got credit.
She made more money than him.
That's what I'm saying.
She built a brand off.
She built a whole brand. So
She didn't even do social media before.
on top, exactly, guys. So now she's on a. I'm not trying to diss her for the clout or whatever.
No.
she
We're
has
just
built.
pointing out to you guys how simply stupid this shit
Trendy
is, so that you
shit.
take advantage of it.
Exactly. So if you want to be that type, you know what I mean? Let's just make a trendy video, get the merch, get the brand. Let's.
You can
run
do
with
that.
it. You can do that. That's
But it's
perfectly
quite
fine.
soulless and pointless.
100%. But I also feel bad for the guy that kind of he took the time into editing the video and got her in there and got her to basically to what she achieved. And I'm saying like, hey, that's all him, but it kind of was all him. He put it out there.
If it wasn't for him, she wouldn't have it.
And on top of that, back to the Zoom call we were just talking about. What if he would have, what was it? Monetized his content or not monetized?
He got
but,
paid a little bit. I promise you that.
Oh yeah, no.
He got paid for the reposts, but
Good.
let's make an example of this, right? There is that aspect of it. There's two aspects of it, but also let's also be proud of this young woman in a way, because I love to shit on people, but I also love to point out she
got
could have
1%
just
better.
done that
Yeah.
and let it be, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also she did take the time to continue posting, to expand on
Yep.
it. She went out of her way to get on different podcasts. She
Mhm.
made content. She started a merch line. So
Yep.
also, as stupid as it was, she also took the time and the knowledge, and she had the
100%.
realization that attention is valuable and attention is currency. She took that and she's making money now, and now she will have
100%.
money for years to come, assuming that she doesn't spend it all in a Lamborghini like most of you
Or
would.
one place or whatever,
Yes,
Well,
assuming
we have
that
3
she
of them. It's
doesn't.
okay.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. We got those Lambos and we're renting them out. But most people don't think like that. But let's just take the time to acknowledge she understood that attention is valuable, and she took the time to expand on that. So if you guys ever have the opportunity to do such a thing, or that ever happens to you,
Mhm.
you should take the time to realize that attention is the most valuable thing in the world, and you should probably also expand on it and take advantage of it while it's still a hot topic.
Yeah.
You could make money off of it. You could talk about it. You could talk about how she made the money. You could talk about how stupid it was. But you could also break down her marketing strategy. You could go through all of the posts she did, and you could become a professional marketer and say, let's break down the top 5 things that she did to expand and make money and monetize her content.
Yep.
And then you could even monetize that. You could monetize simply talking about somebody else. Like, that's just how the world works.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
We're just another way to make money like off of that, you said, and on top of it. We have people clipping with Creo, I think it's called.
Yep. If you guys know who Moose is, you know how to do this
20K
shit.
a day, bro. 20K a day just over here clip, or not a day, probably a month.
No,
20K a month.
If you have
just
like 10
clipping.
accounts, you can do 20K a day.
Yeah, well, that is fair.
Like if you have
2K a video.
10 accounts and you're posting 3 times a day,
100%.
and one of those videos gets 1 million views on
Boom,
each
your
account,
pay
10,000 a day.
100%. So there's money in social
Damn,
media,
10,000 a
and we're
day
not.
is $10,000 a day over 30 days is $30,000. $30,000 times fucking 12. That's 3.6. Am I wrong? That's 360,000 a year. Yeah. So do 30,000 times 12. Is that 360,000 a year? No.
you could've just-
30,000
you could've
because you
done-
get 10,000 every day.
You could have done 10K, 365 days a week, right?
Oh, I was right. 3.6 mil.
3.6 mil. Yeah, you're right.
Fantastico. Oh, that's across 10 accounts though. One account is making you 360,000. 10 accounts is making you 3.6 mil.
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah.
Damn, my brain works.
Hell yeah.
All to say, we talk about this. We talk about this on the Discord calls that we do. We just got off a Discord call. We went over 10 ways to make money today. So what is the way that you were about as a review of making money? Because Creo is what I put him on to.
I would say Creo is more so.
It's an AI tool that you should take advantage of right now.
Could you imagine? So you're clipping on top of that, but you also add in those little trinkets on TikTok and get affiliate marketing on your videos?
By the way, the people who own these companies are the ones who pay the ads to push your videos. 100%. By the way.
Which, if they push your video, how are you not going to make millions of views?
You inherently make money from somebody else paying for your views because you're talking on camera for 30 seconds.
100%.
My client is 17 years old. He made $7,000 in 2 weeks from NeuroGum.
Yep.
I know you guys have heard of NeuroGum. He's posted a couple of videos, and the videos aren't even realistically him. It's a 45-second video, 45 to 60 seconds, because 60-second videos pay the most on TikTok right now. Right?
So nice.
He took 3 clips from the Andrew Huberman podcast, the Shark Tank podcast, and the Owners. Those 3 clips, and then for the last 15 seconds, he literally said, L-carnitine and including this caffeine product, this green tea or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
He said 15 seconds of words. The other 45 seconds were other people talking that he added into the clip, and that video is getting millions and millions of views, being pushed by ads that company is running for his video, and he's getting not only the thousands of dollars from the creator program, but also he's getting commission per product that he sells from that video that is also backed by more social proof and the actual owners themselves. Can you imagine how easy it is to talk for 15 seconds on your phone of your day, 15 seconds of the day, versus 15-hour shifts where you're getting paid $10-20 an hour?
So let's just say 7K in 15 seconds, roughly.
No, that's basically what it is.
15 seconds. 7K.
Now do this multiple times a day with multiple brands. He's 17.
Loads of money. Bro's retiring before 30.
So, think about how easy it is for you to generate money on social media, because this is the era of attention. And if you have not realized that by now, I highly suggest that you either watch the 10K 90-day course and you continue to watch our Get 1% Better podcast, because this is all we talk about. The different ways that you can make money, how we've made money, how we've learned from our experiences, how we are still actively getting better. We are still
100%.
actively looking to expand our businesses. We're actively looking to get on podcasts with you guys, with podcasts with new people in our industries. We are constantly looking to get 1% better and also learn to get better every single day.
We love building networks. Networks are keys. It's basically, we're going to build a tree of networks, and I would love for it just to be a day, like you said, you scroll through your contacts and it's just freaking...
That's me right now. There's this guy, Caputo. Caputo's a super dope guy. He hit me up within a matter of 8 hours. We had fully built a suit out. Dude's an absolute goat. He was extremely transparent. The thing that got his attention, and if you ever want to get somebody who's important or somebody who has a high net worth, the way that he got my attention is he said, yo, Jay, I'm going to cut straight to the point. I want to build you a suit. Let's get on a call. That was his first message to me.
Yeah.
I immediately responded to that.
100%. Why would
People
you not?
who say, yo, Jay, I love your content, and start doing all this cocksucking, and they're like, I want to do this and this, and they send me a bunch of videos, bro, that look spammy as shit. Don't do that. If you want to get somebody's attention and you want them to respond to you and respect you, don't waste their time. Be straight to the point. Be straight up about it. And if they are interested in what you have to offer, they will respond. If they're not interested, they will not respond.
If you're in the industry, then you know how important time. Like, we're talking about 15 seconds. So if 15 seconds makes you $7,000,
imagine how much their time is worth, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Of course their time is valuable if you're making 7K in 15 seconds or 10K in a day. Imagine how important it is that they follow their routine and stick to their plan lines and their timelines and their schedule. So straight to the point. This is what I want to do for you. This is what I have to offer. Cool. Okay, bye. If it's not going to work, cool. They don't reach out.
Literally. And you shouldn't be hurt if somebody doesn't reach back out. You will find people who are interested in what you have to offer. Like,
Yeah.
some people don't give a fuck about dressing up in a suit, bro. I love suits. I love playing dress up. I'm going to a wedding tomorrow, and I just like looking nice. But some people honestly just don't give a shit about it, and it's just not for some people, bro. Some people prefer the rugged look and don't have time for it and don't care, and those are the people who are not going to respond. So you should accept that. But the more concise and clear you get, the more responses you will get.
Yeah.
You want to go after
fair.
the people who are already interested in what you have to offer. You don't want to convince people to be interested in what you have to offer. You're wasting your time.
But if you're going to do the convincing, straight, sweet, to the point, don't waste your time, don't waste theirs, boom.
Yeah, if you
Like
can
we're
make
saying,
it valuable to somebody, they might become interested.
Exactly.
But you want warm leads. You want
Life.
people who already want what you have. You don't want to have to
Yeah.
go through the 30-day process of convincing them why their product or why your product is for them. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, no, 100%. Like, I want to say the leads that we were trying to generate before when we were, I want to say we were in Charlotte, sitting down, kind of talking with cold calling and stuff like that.
I hate
talking
that
about
shit
it,
so
right?
much.
We're
It
just
doesn't
gonna
work.
Talk about it, bro. Just let me talk about it.
I don't want to talk
So
about
cold
it.
calling and stuff like that. We were talking about it. Now you made me forget what I was gonna.
You were going to say something about it.
Okay, yeah. No shit, buddy. Okay, so no, go back to the cold calling basically. Cool, if they're not interested, then you just should, like you said, you shouldn't have to convince them, but life has a funny way of like maybe they did need that and then you give them a call right that instant. And then whoa, imagine the collab and it's like they didn't know they needed it until you called them. So then there is the accountability of, hey, like we said, short, sweet, to the point, this is what I have to offer. Cool, you're not interested, I'm not going to lollygag around. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm going
the
to
camera's about to die. If you guys are not a part of my Clash of Clans clan,
Can't you?
it doesn't matter. If you guys haven't joined the clan yet, join my clan in Clash of Clans so that we can all get 1% better and get to the top of the world. All to say, the camera died, and we didn't get to say what we wanted to say, but my brain weirdly remembers what topic we were on.
Yeah, we were wrapping it up, and we were also talking about two stories to every situation, basically. Like I think that's what we were talking about, right?
Yeah, that's what this entire podcast is about. There's always two sides to every single story, and you guys need to be able to look at everything from a perspective and perception of different people, different things, and different situations happening.
Without a doubt.
I hope that you guys did enjoy this episode of Get 1% Better. I hope that you guys derived a lot of knowledge from today's episode. We talked about a couple of different topics, but the main topic and what you should walk away from today's episode was there's always two sides to every situation. There's always two sides to every business plan. There's always two sides, consumer, producer. You need to be able to look at both. You need to be able to realize both, and you need to be able to take notes from both to be able to implement things and learn from things. So hope this episode was helpful. If you guys thought it was, remember to subscribe and share this with somebody that would benefit from the knowledge that we talked about in today's podcast. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Remember to get 1% better every single day, and we will see you guys in the next one.